Well, it's another snowy day here in the Northeast, and from time to time, I have fellow landlords ask me how I handle snow removal, ice, all that kind of stuff on my rental property, specifically the long-term ones. So I'm gonna let you know my process. Whenever we get a snow event, whether it's just a little bit, a blizzard, a little bit of ice, I make it a point to physically visit the property within 24 hours of the end of the storm, maximum. I'm usually there within 6 to 8 hours of the end, and a lot of times in between also, but I absolutely always make a point to do that. I have a lot of great tenants who will even text me and say, hey, driveway sidewalks are all clear, I even put some salt down. I will still take my time to physically put my eyes on it because I want to make sure, not just for their safety, but we have a lot of sidewalks. We have a lot of properties where kids are walking to school. As the property owner, because the liability ultimately falls on my lap, I get out in my truck and I put eyes on every single one. So not only does me traveling around to each property really get my eyes on it to make sure there's no issues, but on a snowy day, most people are home, they're outside, I run into them. So I get to speak with them, I get to make sure everything's fine. If it's gonna be extra cold or icy in that night or the next day, I drop off an extra bag of salt for them. Just check in and make sure everything's okay. The last thing I want is a tenant who feels neglected or ignored by their landlord or property manager, and then either they have a problem, one of their guests does, or someone just walking down the street slips and falls on the ice, and where was I? Getting your eyes on the property, clearing all the snow, making sure everything is safe is only half the job. If you don't document it, you might as well have never done it. When I used to plow commercially, parking lots, businesses, we used to have to submit a log after every run or every stint, every shift of where we were, exactly what time, and what we were doing. Were we plowing, salting, shoveling, everything. So I quickly realized if it's not easy and fast, I'm probably gonna forget to make my notes and take these logs. I came up with a really easy way to do it. I'm gonna show you how, and the best thing is, it's on your phone and it's free. Okay, so again, I wanted to keep it super simple. Ideally, I wanted to keep it free. I will say this applies to Mac, iPhone. There's probably a similar way to do it on Android. I just have never had one. So the most basic way to keep track of all this is obviously a spreadsheet, and here's the one that I have and have used over the years. But again, I wanted an easier way to track it while I'm out on the road so I could do it right then. The numbers spreadsheet program on Mac makes this super simple. So I created my spreadsheet with my categories, and I go ahead and create a form. And what this does is gives me this beautiful looking, almost like an app interface, where as soon as I'm done, I just hit a new cell. I can pick the date, the time, and all I have to do is hit today and now. I picked the property, and then I created a couple drop-down menus for my choices. In my case, it was whether I plowed or shoveled the walkways and the driveways, and whether they needed salt or whether it was already done. You can modify these however you want. I'm going to include a free copy of this spreadsheet because, listen, it's so simple. It probably took me 5 minutes to make. Down in the description below, if you want to use it, feel free. If you want to modify it, go ahead. This gives me a super simple way to track my winter maintenance on all my properties without having to pay an outside app for something I don't need. And it also, most importantly, makes it easy enough that I don't forget to do it. Because if it's too hard and complicated, I'm probably going to put it off until I get home, then I'm going to forget, and it's going to be a problem. After I leave the property, I hit the little plus sign here, starts a new cell for my next one. If at any point I want to go back to the spreadsheet and review all of the data I've collected, it's all there, easily sortable by date, by property, whatever I need. Here's the example of one I'm filling out that I just completed. I hit today's date, I hit now, pick the property. In this case, I cleared the walkways and the driveways. It's currently 35 degrees and the temperature is only supposed to go up from here, so I'm not concerned about too much salt. Hope you can take something from this, whether it's just general advice about keeping up with properties or specifically using that awesome form feature on Mac numbers. Again, that's the Mac version of Excel, basically. I'm sure there's a way to do this on Windows or Google. It works for me on my iPhone. Feel free to download it below.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to hit that like and subscribe button to stay up to date on all my new videos in the world of property management, renovation, Airbnbs, real estate investing in general, and pretty much any other project I get myself into.